Folks, I'm Rhinohorn7. Today is attempt 2 of trying to just survive in Minecraft Hardcore for as long as possible and not ending the video until I die. Why is the sun? Oh no, I guess it's rising. Anyways, I do have an actual topic I want to talk about in this one. Last one I was just talking about the game, but I think I want to start discussing actual topics. If you have any topics you want me to discuss, throw it in the comments. Anyways, how do you succeed on YouTube, right? And this is a question many successful people have asked, and many successful people have answered. I'm not a successful person YouTube-wise, so, there's no reason you should really want my opinion, but I do think it's a question that I want to talk about. And honestly, my opinion on this doesn't really just relate to YouTube. It's kind of about just life in general, honestly, and like dreams and goals. Because I recently had a revelation about my goals and my dreams in life. And, if you want to succeed at something, sometimes you just gotta go all in, right? Even if you aren't in a spot where you can go all in, sometimes you have to. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go all in on YouTube to succeed. Most popular YouTubers tell you not to. A lot of them were just messing around and it happened. But, you know, does a quarterback? Do you think Tom Brady considered anything else? I don't know anything about Tom Brady, so maybe I'm wrong, but no, I think he knew for a long time, football, it was football or nothing. I'm not saying he couldn't have done other things, but, that was his passion, and he put everything he could into it. Shohei Ohtani, Michael Jordan, Quentin Tarantino, the greats. I wouldn't say Quentin Tarantino was the best director of all time, but he's up there. They all put everything they had into their craft, their dream. And I think an important part of succeeding is that. But I also think it's not something everyone necessarily should do. How do I explain this? Like, if you're the average person, you really shouldn't, right? You should have a backup plan. But I don't have a backup plan, right? For me, it's this or nothing, pretty much. And well, no, it is this or nothing. And I don't want a backup plan because a backup plan just means I don't trust myself or my dream or my success. It also means I'm spending less time on the plan A. I think you have to have a very specific mindset to be able to do the plan A or nothing mindset. And I have that ability in me. So why would I not use it? Right? If I don't, okay. If you do not, I'm not saying you don't enjoy your life. Lots of people enjoy their lives. For a long time, I didn't, until the only part of my day that I really, truly can say I absolutely love is this. Is sitting behind a camera and talking. Even though I don't have a camera on for these videos, but for other ones I do. Anyways. I recently had... It's so hard to talk about this, man. It's so hard to just talk out your butt sometimes. But what I'm getting to is, like... I would have killed myself, man. Like, I was going to kill myself. There was a time when I was going to kill myself. And you know what stopped me? The dream. And I realized I have a opportunity most people don't get. I don't really care about being alive. So that means I can put everything I have into this dream and not really worry about the outcome. When I die, whether that be in 3 years, or 10 years, or 50 years. When I die, all I want is to be able to look back on my life and say, I did everything I could to be the person I wanted to be. I don't have to have become that person, but if I can look back and say I did everything I could to become that person, I will consider myself successful. I will be happy with myself. And I will die without a single regret. And that's all I need. And I think, you know what? Screw it. I think it's a good philosophy. But you have to be in a very specific position and a very specific type of person to be able to have that philosophy and use it successfully. I don't know if I'm going to be successful, but I don't necessarily care, because success for me isn't, necessarily doing this as a job, although that is the goal. I don't have to reach the goal to consider myself successful, as long as I do everything I can to get to the goal. It's the effort that's gonna matter at the end of the day. Because honestly, I'm not gonna care when I die. I'm just not. Once I'm gone, right? I'm not gonna, have any knowledge that I'm gone, right? I'm just gonna be gone. I'm not gonna miss anything. I will be dead. So all that matters is those last moments before I die. And if I can look back on my life without regret, then I will be happy. But if I don't do everything I can to achieve my dreams, then I will look back on my life with regret. I would rather die early and happy than live long and regretful. And I do think that's something, maybe that's not a great philosophy. I don't really care. It helps me, right? And I think if you're a person and you don't really have any reason to be alive, and you kind of don't want to be around anymore, then, if you're going to kill yourself anyways, put your life on the line to get your dream, man. If you're going to, lose it all anyways, then you might as well lose it doing what you love. So if you have a dream and you don't care about dying, then you do what you can. Instead of worrying about extending a life you don't want to extend, focus on making what little time you have left the best it can be. And, trying to become the person you want to be before you die, no matter how quick that comes. And I think that I don't know, I'm not like a god or anything, but that's my philosophy right now, is I'm going to do what I can to be the person that I want to be. And if I die and fail, then I'll be happy, because at the very least, I'll know I did everything I could to get there, even if I don't actually get there. And I told this to some people. I kind of solidified this philosophy a couple days ago, about half a week ago. And the day after I said that, I uploaded a YouTube video. Right, and obviously YouTube is my dream. I've kind of given up everything else for YouTube. And the day after I did that, I uploaded a video. It got 1,000 views, which isn't a lot. 1,000 is not a lot. But it is about 50 times more than I get on average. And I don't believe in, like, a higher power or anything. I'm not a religious guy. I'm not a metaphysical guy either. But I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that that's a sign in my mind. That is something telling me that I made the right choice. And I fully believe that with all my heart. That tells me that I made the right choice. And so I'm not gonna go back. In fact, I'm gonna lock in even harder. I have some things on the way. And I just, you know, I've chosen my path. And I think we're gonna be entering the Nether here soon. But yeah, I think that's pretty much my thoughts on this whole thing. Just, you know, do what you want to do, man. What's the point in living if you don't enjoy it, right? You get one life. You might as well love it, right? What's the point in trying to make it long if you're not enjoying every moment? If you wake up every morning hating yourself, then, you know, what's the point, right? So you might as well try to, you know, enjoy your time. I know I'm like saying the same thing over and over again, but I don't really know. I don't know if I'm doing a great job explaining myself. But I think, you know, if you're scared to make that leap, don't be, man. You only get one life, dude. Just do it. Just say fuck it and do it. Oh no, I'm gonna screw my life over. So what? You only get one, right? Take risks. Oh no, but I have to do this, or, you know, I have to go down this path even though I don't want to. Because that's what, you know, that's the right thing to do. That's the easy, not the easy path necessarily, but that's the guaranteed path. That's what'll make me money. Well, like, if you're gonna spend the rest of your life hating yourself and wanting to give up, then, like, why go down the easy path, right? If it's gonna end up making you miserable, what's the point? I already said this, but I think anybody would rather live a short, happy life than a long, miserable one. And so that's the choice I've made, is I'm gonna live a short, happy life. Unless I succeed, of course, but, you know. Instantly succeeding on my dream, or... I don't know how to speed on this version. I'm just already in the Nether, I guess. This is the furthest we made it. We made it to the Nether. It's pretty big. A lot of pigs. Guess we gotta find a bastion. In 10 years. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't matter, right? I'll be honest, I don't care if I succeed. I'm gonna try to succeed, obviously. Duh. Because that's the whole thing, is trying. I don't care if I end up, you know, dying cold and alone in 10 years because I made this choice. Because as long as I can look back on my life in those moments before I die, and I can be confident, yeah, I did everything I could to get my goals. Even if I didn't get them, I will be happy. I will die without a single regret. If you gave me 1 million chances, 1 billion chances, to choose between putting everything I have into my dreams and flushing my life down the toilet in the process, or going down the easy, safe, normal path, doing well in school, getting a job, whatever, and, you know, forgetting my dreams, then I would flush my life down the toilet every single time without a second thought. I don't care how quote-unquote good the life I could lead is, because I simply will not be happy if I don't do what I want to do. Because there's something I want to do on this earth. And it's not sitting in a, you know, stupid little office and, oh, dicking around, right? I want to be up there, you know what I mean? I don't know. This Nether sucks, man. And I don't think I'm, like, better for this philosophy, by the way. I think this is I'll admit, this is a bad way to think, right? Probably, at least. But, you know, whatever. Like, I just don't care. I just don't really care that I'm, like, whatever, dude. Like, who cares? What does it matter? None of it matters. The world's gonna explode in 5 billion years. Compared to that, nothing matters. I don't actually mean nothing matters. But, like, you know, I don't care. I don't care what happens to me. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna use that philosophy to go around hurting people to get my goals because, oh, nothing matters. Obviously, I don't want to cause anyone pain. But, like, I don't care if my actions end up hurting me. Like, honestly. The dream is more important than me as a person. I'm entirely willing to sacrifice my mind, my body, and my soul all to see the dream to its limits, as far as I can get it. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I just don't care, man. It doesn't matter. I just don't care if I'm sad or whatever. Okay. Actually, this is a great way to explain it. I don't care if I, as a person, am sad or upset or whatever. It doesn't matter. You know? Like, some people get their self-worth from their looks, or their skills, or their popularity, or their you know, their money. What I get my self-worth from is the dream. So as long as the dream is alive and going well, it doesn't matter if I am in pain or danger or, you know, everything in my life sucks. Because as long as I am keeping the dream alive, I will be happy to put myself on the line. And, you know, I think that's just how I think. How I've always thought, but I'm just sort of bringing it to fruition now. Like, I've never been good at anything in my entire life. Right? I'm not good in school. I'm not good at any video games, really. I'm not good at, like, talking, really. I'm not good at, like, making friends. I'm not particularly funny or enjoyable to hang around with. I don't really have any skills. I'm pretty, you know, just average. And the feeling I get when I do something big, when I make a cool save in a video game, when I, you know, make a good joke and all my friends laugh, when I get a really good grade on an assignment I was worried about, the feeling I get in those little moments means nothing to me in the long run. Sure, in the moment, they're all right. You know, I'm glad I made my friends laugh. I think it's cool that I made that play, and I'm relieved I did well on this assignment. But, like, you know, 5 minutes pass and suddenly that feeling is gone. But the feeling I got when I finish a video, not even when I upload it, not even when it gets a lot of views, when I finish a video that I'm proud of, the feeling I get in that moment is unlike anything else. It is the one time that I really feel like, wow, I am here for a reason. I'm not just wasting time and space on this earth. And those are my thoughts on everything.